Hi, this is Dr. Eric Westman with Adapt Your Life and another edition of Ask Adapt. Counting calories is the topic for today. Do you have to count calories, and when do you count them, and how do keto, low carb diets work in the first place? Well, in the light of the research that has been done over the last 20 years, and specifically the last 5 years, we know now that the low-carb keto diet works because you eat fewer calories than you did before. That's how it's always worked, and now the science is solid. Yes, there is a metabolic advantage, but it turns out that it's about 100 calories per day that you burn more on a low-carb diet than a low-fat diet. So yes, there is a metabolic advantage, but it's pretty small. The biggest effect of reducing the calories or burning them is by eating less. So the low-carb, high-fat diet or keto diet will reduce your hunger, or we say normalize your hunger, so that your body starts burning fat. You eat less, you lose weight, and that's why this way of eating is known as a weight loss diet. But it's not just a weight loss diet, it's a fat burning diet. And if you're eating as much fat that calorie-wise that you're burning, then you're not going to access your fat store and burn your body fat or lose fat weight. And that's a common concern when people say their weight isn't changing, what's wrong? And so let me get into that. So if your hunger doesn't go down, there may be other reasons why you still have hunger. The most common reason that I see in a clinic is medications, things like antidepressants, like insulin, like steroids, like prednisone or steroid nasal sprays. These can all keep the hunger going, so there isn't that automatic hunger reduction and calorie reduction that happens for just about everyone. Other things that can keep hunger going are stress. If your response to stress is emotional eating or therapeutic eating of carbs, that's a big factor that we deal with. Hopefully, what I see typically is that the stress eating, therapeutic eating goes down rather quickly without me even discussing it. It's kind of another automatic benefit. But the bottom line is calories matter. It's just you don't count them. And if you don't eat less calories than you're burning, then you're not going to access your body fat store and lose the body fat weight. Now, another thing that I see a common concern is that my scale isn't changing, but my clothes feel different, and that not all weight is fat weight. So in a metabolic machine, in a weight loss clinic, you can determine the difference between fat weight and water weight and figure out that sometimes the water weight stays up and the diet or the weight loss, fat weight loss is actually happening. So that usually is in the first month or two. Someone comes in, the scale hasn't changed. Of course, they're only monitoring the total weight. We put them on the special scale and show that it was actually the water weight that went up. This is most common if someone's taking a water pill or a diuretic. I don't quite know why, but I'll see that and then just explain what's happening and reassure people that actually the diet is working for fat reduction off your body. So if the clothes are feeling different, the inches are going down, but the scale isn't changing, it might be that it's just a water weight change. Initially, most people don't have to worry about calories, just it's an automatic hunger reduction. 6 months, 12 months, a year, 2 years, if you're stuck, someone will come into me and say, I think I'm eating too much, and the scale has been the same for the last 3 months. I'll say, yeah, you've basically proven that you're not losing weight. You're eating as much as you're burning off your body. And then we discuss things like social eating. When has there ever been a time in human history where you had such access to food? I had a visitor to the clinic who I used to say, a lion eats once a week out in the plain in Africa, and he taught me, no, actually, when a lion is hungry, it goes and hunts. It doesn't necessarily eat. And so we humans are able to just open up the refrigerator or pantry door and get the food instead of having to go out and hunt it. So anyway, the social eating, the availability of food is something we deal with, and you may have to deal with forever in an environment that has such free and easy access to food. I have some people who come to me, I'm a big eater, I just can eat a lot, and fortunately for most people that just automatically goes down. But you may hit that if you want to lose more fat weight and it's not working automatically, count the calories. But you might just put it down on a piece of paper. If you're eating 10, 20 different foods, figure out what the calories are, see how much you're eating, and then reduce it from there. You can use formulas and figure out on average what you should be eating. Why not use information now directly? Use an app that calculates it for you, or just simply a calorie counter and write it out. You can Google or ask Siri, or the availability of information. It's just so easy to get. So you may have to count the calories. The metabolic rate is something that we don't typically measure, and that's kind of the wild card that can change on you. The more you exercise, you may get more hungry, and you may then can't rely on your hunger as the guide for how much to eat. You have to have some external way to figure that out. The more you exercise, in some people, the more your metabolic rate goes down. I know, well, that's just the way we're made, and that is another factor that you just have to figure out in your own body. Fortunately, for most people, you don't even have to worry about any of this. There's an automatic hunger reduction. You eat less, you lose weight. But if you're watching this video, you might see some of these tips. I think I've been asked, is there someone in your, so I have 10 years of clinical research experience, 12 years of clinical research. Is there someone who followed the program, like a prescription, it'll work. That's what I say, because the science is that solid. And I think I've had a couple people who followed the program perfectly, and it was the hunger there because of the exercise that made it not work without calorie counting, or being very careful about the cream, the cheese, the mayonnaise. Remember, on our program, those are strictly limited because of the calories are so easy to get out of hand eating those foods. That's Ask Adapt Counting Calories. Please subscribe, ask questions, leave comments. I hope that's helpful.